Deliver a letter to the Secretary of State for Florida. We're asking Laurel to disqualify Donald Trump from office under the Constitution, Section 14(3). We're also asking that she investigate Matt Gaetz. He was also an enabler of the insurrection on our nation, and it's our responsibility as citizens to fight for our voting rights, but also to fight for our Constitution and our democracy. So we have some folks that came out today to help us deliver that letter. My name is Lori Woodward Garcia, and I'll tell you why I am here. I'm here as a mother because my job as a mom is to feed, clothe, shelter, educate, and love my child. But I also have a job as an American mom, and that is to stand up for my child's democracy, for all of our children. You know, we're under threat across this nation. In fact, many of us were at the Capitol today here in Florida because we're under attack with our voting rights. And it's our job and my job as a mom to stand up and defend those voting rights. You know, I am not here to say that Donald Trump is a bad candidate. I'm not here to deny or to say that Matt Gaetz is a bad candidate. This is not about partisan politics. This is about following our Constitution. Our Constitution is very clear. It states that if you have participated or planned an insurrection and you've sworn an oath to the Constitution, you are not allowed to be a candidate for any office. That includes governor, includes president, it includes dog catcher. And this man right here, Donald Trump, should be disqualified because of that. Furthermore, it states that if you've aided or abetted an insurrection, and we believe Matt Gaetz has, that you need to be investigated. And so Anna, who's doing the camera, and myself, we got in a car and drove from Miami to Tallahassee, the whole way from our state, the whole length of our state. And we're here to deliver this letter, which I'll read in a minute, but I want to hear the voices of the other people, why they came and why it's important that they deliver their message to the Secretary of State. Could you share with us why you're here today?
Well, my name is Eleni, and I'm here to protect our Constitution. I came here as a political refugee 40 years ago. And our Constitution, American Constitution, is the most valuable Constitution in the world. I'm here to protect our democracy, basically.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Can you share with us why you came today?
Yeah, my name is Susan. I'm from Tallahassee, and exactly the same. The people we elect are people that are supposed to represent us. They're there for us. We are the people, and we cannot and will not stand for the election of crooks and criminals and treasonous actors.
My name is Ruth. My name is Ruth, and I'm here because we can't just vote. We have to show up as citizens on events like this and other demonstrations of citizens' participation in the democracy. Otherwise, if you wait till you vote, you're really missing so many opportunities to be here and to influence the daily workings of government. That's all.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Lisa, and I'm here because I want everybody to protect our Constitution and our democracy and our freedom to vote. We're at a cliffhanger right now. And if we don't hold people accountable that try to overturn our government and turn us to an authoritarian government, then we lose our democracy. We lose our freedom. Do you want that for your kids? Do you want that for your grandkids? Is that the kind of country you want them to grow up in, where they lose the right to free speech, the right to pick who they can elect, the people who serve them, the right to vote for the policies that are good for all hard-working American families and Floridians? So we have to get up, stand up. The best way to eliminate hopelessness is to get up and do something. You know, get off the couch. It's time. It's now or never. If we lose this fight, we may never see democracy as we know it again.
Thank you. Thank you.
Super. You said it right on.
And I actually want to turn the camera around because I want to say why I'm here. And it's simple. An insurrectionist goes against our government. That's the definition. They're trying to take down our government. Why would we want somebody who participated in an insurrection to be elected into our government? It makes no sense. It's very simple. It's not a partisan. It's just common sense. If you're a part of an insurrection, you shouldn't be elected into office.
Thank you, Anna. Thank you, everybody, for sharing your story while you're here today. I'm going to read the letter that we're going to deliver, and if I can ask you to sign it. And I want to be clear for folks, we're here on behalf of Florida Voices for Progress. That's a grassroots group. We're also here because of our revolution and free speech for the people. And this letter that we're delivering is a follow-up to a letter written by Free Speech for the People a few months ago, bringing to attention the Secretary of State on this issue. And folks can see it's pretty windy here today. Thank you. We'll just let it go there. All right, so the letter says to the Secretary of State, Laurel Lee, we are the representatives of our revolution, Florida Voices for Progress, and other grassroots, small, donor-funded or nonprofit organizations. Our members and activists are Florida residents who are frightened and appalled. Who is not? We're all appalled by the insurrection actions of Donald Trump and deeply concerned by those of Representative Matt Gaetz, who's running for Florida 1 in the days leading up to and on January 6th at the Capitol. Under Section 3 of the Amendment 14 to the U.S. Constitution, and for people that want to go look that up, I'm going to repeat that. Under Section 3 of the Amendment 14 to the U.S. Constitution, it states, any elected official who violates their oath to the Constitution by engaging in an insurrection or providing aid and comfort to America's enemies is barred from seeking office in the future. With respect to Donald Trump, as our partner, we stated Free Speech for the People noted in a letter to your office here, dated June 29th, to you, his actions, which include encouraging the big lie of a stolen election, encouraging and inciting an insurrection, and facilitating that insurrection by refusing to intervene to stop it despite urgent requests that he do so, and by supervising subordinates who actively blocked the National Guard from assisting the besieged Capitol Police, rendering him ineligible to run for federal office, including that of president. With respect to Representative Gaetz, prior to the January 6th attack, he used incendiary language to call into question the legitimacy of the November 2020 presidential election. On the one-year anniversary of the insurrection, Gaetz appeared to take credit for the insurrection, stating on a talk show, "We're ashamed of nothing. We're proud of the work that we did on January 6th. These actions are more than sufficient to require a full investigation into the question of whether Representative Gaetz violated his oath of office to defend and uphold the U.S. Constitution by engaging in an insurrection or a rebellion, aid and comfort to our nation's enemies. If the answer proves to be yes, then he must be barred from running for re-election." And I want to reiterate, that's the end of our letter, but I want to reiterate, this is not about a party. This is not about the candidate. This is about our U.S. Constitution. If we have an attack on our Constitution, and we saw that at the Capitol on January 6th, we cannot be re-electing insurrectionists or insurrectionist enablers, especially ones who have taken an oath to promise to protect our Constitution. So if you are watching this, please follow the Call your Secretary of State and demand that they investigate any enablers like Matt Gaetz, that they disqualify Donald Trump from whatever state you're watching this from. Make sure that you become active on this issue. And as you heard from folks earlier, we cannot stand by and be quiet about this. We have to use our voices. We have to speak out. Day by day, our freedoms are being eroded, and it really depends on good people showing up and speaking out. So if I can, I'm gonna ask you ladies to go ahead and we'll sign the letter and then we'll deliver it inside to the Secretary of State's office. And I'm gonna ask you, Ruth, you've been in there before, so if you can join us or lead us in there. Go ahead and sign it there and we'll, yeah. Let's roll this up, but yeah. Did everybody sign? I didn't.
All right, and that's going to end our live broadcast from Tallahassee. I want to thank so much Lori and the great folks down there, and we'll continue the movement to block insurrectionists and investigate those who may well have been part of the insurrection.